Hello everyone, today I brought another wonderful tutorial for you people, and that is about the latest updates of Adobe Photoshop. And these updates are available in Adobe Photoshop Beta as they are going through the testing purpose first. So we are going to have a look one by one for each update, and the first one that we are going to explore is about the advancement of generative fill. Okay, so first of all I am just going to open an image, and here you can see an image, and if you want to replace this bag with any other bag, so we just write a prompt and it can replace it for us. But what if we want to replace this bag with some particular bag? For example, let me open one example. Let's suppose I want to put this bag in place of this bag. So if I start doing it manually, it will going to take a lot of time. So here the Adobe Photoshop will introduce a new feature of reference image. So first of all, let me create a selection for this bag. Okay, once we have made the selection, you will see the contextual bar over here, and you can click on generative fill. And when you click on generative fill, you are well aware that you can write prompt over here. But what if we want to replace it with any particular image or particular object? So here is the reference image option. So click on it, choose the image, and I'm going to choose the image of this bag. Right, once you have selected it, you can see that the image has been loaded, and now you can simply click generate. If you want to type anything, you can type, but if you don't, just hit generate. Okay, so here you can see that how brilliantly it has replaced the bag with three options. We have three options, you can see over here. This is the first one, this is the second one, and this is the third one. As you can see that the results are good but not perfect, so it can be achieved with a hit and trial method by varying the selection box and doing some different stuff, but we have achieved 95% of our desired results. So this is a game changing feature in the advancement of generative fill. Let's take another example. For example, I want to take this image and I have a specific pattern like this, and I want this pattern to be applied on her head. So there are once again there are multiple options of doing it manually, making selection and doing sort of stuff, but we can make use of this reference image option as well over here. So what we are going to do, just grab the quick selection tool, just simply make a selection like this. So here you can see we have made selection of the head. So what we are going to do, once again click on generative fill, reference image, choose the image and select the pattern over here and hit generate. Okay, so here you can see that it has applied the pattern on our head. Okay, so these are the three options. So simply the results are very much fine, and we can simply make use of blending option over here, and simply if we change the blending mode to soft light, so you can see that by maintaining the originality of the image, it has applied the pattern, our desired pattern over the cap, and it is giving very good results. Okay, so now we are going to explore the second feature, and that is my most favorite feature of Adobe Photoshop update, and that is the generate image. In past we have the option of creating image in Adobe Firefly, but now this option is already available in the new Adobe Photoshop Beta, and the results are exceptional. So we are going to explore it. So first of all, create a new document, hit generate image, and here are a few sample prompts that you can make use of it. So I'm just going to type one prompt, and that is beach front home on a tropical island. So here you can see that we have multiple options. We can create an image in the form of photo or in the form of art, or even we can use some reference image as well. So just to keep things simple, I'm going to select photo and select the effects like digital art, hyper realistic, we have cyberpunk style, and there are many. So first of all, I'm just not selecting anything and just hitting generate. Okay, so you can see that the results are brilliant. It has provided us three options, and we can say that it is of very great quality. We can also scale it up by using the neural filter in Adobe Photoshop as well, but now the results are very much good. Let's try once again same prompt, but this time let's select art and let's see. Wow, so this is the artwork in the form of art, and I must say that it can save a great amount of time for us in our designing projects, and it has come a long way. The results are way much better than in Adobe Photoshop. Okay, now here we can also edit the style of the image. If we have generated the image, let's take an example of this one. We can also edit the style. Go here, you can select, let's suppose you want to have the painting style from here, and keep the art. For now, just click generate. Okay, so it has given us few options and it has transformed the artwork in the form of painting, and I must say that the results are good. Okay, now let's compare the same prompt in the previous Adobe Photoshop version and let's see what is the difference between the new and the older one. Okay, so now we are in the Adobe Photoshop version. Okay, now let's create generative fill, and here we can write a prompt beachfront home on a tropical island, and we can put the painting style just to compare the results of the Adobe Photoshop 2024 and the Adobe Photoshop Beta differences. Okay, so it has given us few options, and I must say that in this competition Adobe Photoshop Beta has won the race. The results are way much better than in the Adobe Photoshop 2024 version. The Beta version has taken the lead over here. Okay, so now the third feature that we are going to have a look is generate background, remove and generate background in Adobe Photoshop Beta. So I have taken this image of a girl and you can simply click remove background over here. So what it does, it has removed the background with very perfect results, and now we can generate the background. We can type any prompt over here. For example, we can write sunny beach with mountains background. Okay, now the good thing is that you can see these three options, and the good thing about these three options that it has not only generated the background for the image, but it has taken this thing into consideration about the perspective of the image. It has taken in consideration the sunlight. As you can see that the sunlight is over the hairs of the model, so it has developed the sunlight behind the mountain, so it is giving an impression that the light is coming out of the mountain and just reflecting on the hairs of the model. So I believe this feature is also the game changer. You can see the sunlight coming from the mountain in all three versions. So basically this AI feature is just brilliant to have the new background for your existing images. Okay, so now the next feature that we are going to discuss is the new font panel in Adobe Photoshop Beta. As you can see that we have one image, and here we have the text in editable form. So in the past, if we want to add some new font, so you always go to Adobe Font or some other website and install the font, and that is the lengthy procedure that you have to find out, explore the fonts and then install it. But now you can do everything in real time. Have a look. For example, we have selected the text and just simply press Ctrl T. From here it will open the character panel, and here we can see the fonts. When we click on the fonts, the first thing that you will see over here is that it has classified the fonts that are installed in your system into multiple categories, that is the handwritten, monospace, serif, or you can see all the classes. It means that you can see all the fonts that you have installed in your system. But the game changer that is when we click on the font, here you can see another option of more fonts. When you click on the more fonts, you can see multiple categories over here, right? And all classes, serif, sub serif, these classifications. And the good thing is that these fonts are not the part of your system. These fonts are not installed in your system. These fonts are available in Adobe Fonts. And for example, if you like any font from this category, for example, let's go to, it is taking some time because they are showing the results in real time. So just for example, let's select this font, Abolition, and click. What it has done, it has installed the font in your Adobe Photoshop, and now you do not need to do any other extra procedure of installing the fonts. So you can simply edit it, you can scale it up, you can change the color of it. So each and everything is possible. So this feature is really a game changer, and it can save a great amount of time in our designing projects. Okay, so the next interesting feature is the generate similar feature in Adobe Photoshop Beta, and it can work on AI generated images, it can work on your cropped images, or it can work on your generative expand images. So in order to illustrate, I have taken one image of a girl, right? And simply what I am going to do, I have grabbed the crop tool from here and I am going to expand it, and make sure that you have selected generative expand option from here and simply click. Okay, so what it has done initially, it has created three options for us, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so all are good, but let's take the example of third one, and let's suppose I like this one, but I want to have a look few more variations of this option. So what you have to do, you have to go to the properties panel from here, and here you can see the three dots. Okay, when you click on here, it will show an option of generate similar. When you click on generate similar, it is going to create three more variations of the same option. So let's see. Wow, amazing. So you can see that it has developed three more options for us, and these are similar. As you can see, the position of a girl. So they are almost similar, but it has generated a variation. As you can see that it has a round head of one type, then in this option it is of second type, and you can see multiple options. So this generate variation option is going to be a very wonderful thing in Adobe Photoshop Beta. Okay, so the next feature that we are going to discuss is enhance detail feature. In order to explain this, I have taken an example of a group of people, and from here just grab the lasso tool to make some selection. And for example, I don't need let's say I don't need this guy in the picture. Okay, right? So I will just make a rough selection and just simply hit generative fill. Okay, so here you can see that it has removed the person in the picture, one option, second option, and third option. Okay, so here you can see some irregularities in the image. As you can see the hair of the lady. So just to let you know the difference between this one and after the enhancing detail, let's try this feature on this one. Okay, so I'm going to press enhance detail, this icon. So it has generated some enhancement. Here is the before and here is the after. Here is the before, here is the after. So the difference is very much small, but it is considerable. Okay, so now the last feature that we are going to discuss in this video, this is the advancement in adjustment brush tool. Okay, in the past when you need to make some adjustment to the image, you have to make the selection manually. Like if, for example, if you want to increase the brightness of this area, so in past you have to make selection like this, then you press Ctrl M to open the curve and then you make adjustment according to it. Okay, but what if you want to make the changes in real time and you at the same time you do not need to modify your selection again and again? So for that purpose, this Adobe Photoshop Beta adjustment brush tool is very much handy. So I'm going to select this one. Okay, so here you can see the panel over here it has multiple options. So just for understanding, we are going to play with the curves in this. Let's reduce down the size of the brush from here. This looks fine. You can adjust the opacity, you can adjust the flow like you do for the normal brush, right? And now just click in some areas like this if you want to increase the curves. Okay, once you have applied the brush over here, you can make adjustment from here. Here is the curve, you can play with it, you can change the curves, right? So it will only affect those areas where you have applied the brush. Okay, in order to have a look at where you have applied the brush strokes, you can see from here, you can click on the overlay. In case if you think that you have made some mistakes, so from here you can see this minus sign, right? Select it from here and you can simply paint it over here. So if you have made some mistake in applying the brush, so you can always edit it from here, and now you can see that it will make changes only to those areas where you have painted it, and it can be seen like this. Okay, another wonderful feature that we see in Adobe adjustment brush tool is that when you select the Adobe adjustment brush tool, you can make selection on the object that you do not need to manually crop it out from the image. So just for the understanding, I have grabbed the Adobe adjustment brush tool from here, and then I have to click on the apply to object. So now I have 3 objects. As you see that I have placed my cursor over here, it will automatically make selection over the plants. So let's click on this one. Right, here you can see that I selected the curves, so it has applied the curves layer over here, but we can apply hue saturation, we can apply black and white, we can apply brightness. So you can see that each and everything is being applied in real time. So let's play with the hue and saturation just for the understanding over here, and you can see from the properties, here is the hue saturation. So from here we can simply change the color, right? Let's colorize it for the better results. You can see that I am able to change the color of the plant. If you want to make some new adjustment, you can always click on add new adjustment. Let's suppose you want to have the curve layer over here. So it has generated the curve layer. Click on apply to object and simply click on this one. So you can see that it has applied the curve adjustment layer, and you can simply play with these curves in order to have the results of your preferences. So this Adobe adjustment brush tool is also very much handy for your designing projects, and I believe that these are the great addition to the Adobe Photoshop family, and I urge all of you to have a look, to have a go at it, and let me know if you find any difficulty in applying any of the feature. I will be more than happy to help. So keep sharing, keep following. Thanks for watching.